I'll come back to you on this. I'm just going to hand you back to Kay now for the start of the cavalcade.
The military cavalcade 2015 Humble Liberation Cavalcade is going.
Here we have a triumph famous gin, of course. Gin was found in a barn in France not so many years ago and completely restored. Here we have another World War II gin in Royal Navy colours, and we have the US Navy Star car. Here we have a rare Jeep, wartime Jeep. Not a terribly successful vehicle, as it often got stuck in the mud. Here we have the past president of Bedford's Scuttle truck. Very interesting vehicle, very rare. Very popular with the Royal Navy because it has very narrow turning circle. Here we have another Jeep, and on board. So the command car, W56, is transportation of officers, and sometimes used by reconnaissance. Dodge 6x6, owned by Stuart Dyer. There we have Canadian Hub, staff car, used by a lot of the oil motorbikes which come from France. First one actually manufactured the Bournemouth, they're still in business today, they manufacture dog buses. Here we have a lovely Humber box car. You'll note the RAF roundel on front, but it's not in actual fact. Prior to the Allied Star. Right part track. We have artillery tractor used for towing 25-pounder artillery. Standard utility. Very popular vehicle. Two neighbour Jeeps. This is an officer. Imagine the Queen actually drove the Jeep during the war, as she was a mechanic at that time. A Jeep with two more, one more to motorbike, and on VSA. Upper utility, Jersey, not a visitor. Building staff car by Mr. Rex Ward. He was on the 33 months the next week. He's coming back in the street. Bedford 1300 weight, very popular with the British Army for transportation. GMC 9, this was the workhorse of the US Army. The manufactured over 850,000 and various bodyworks. Canadian F-15 car. Going on another particular trailer, a regional British battery trailer for that. Here we have 10 gun weapons carriers. This is here now, actually developed a special operations executive was never actually supplied with it behind enemy lines. There were first used for Operation Mountain Darkness that dropped the harbour by parachute. EMC was a sector of the batteries for mechanical engineering, with a wing George ambulance used by the American Army and the British Army as well. The British Army had a 8 horsepower on their engine.
Oh, yeah.
They had a tendency to belly out, so they had to fuel up to take the arm. Here we have a Benton QL. Very nice vehicle. A lot of those were left behind in Dunkirk, unfortunately. But they carried on manufacturing. The trucks are still in manufacturing to this day. This is my heavy goods licensing TK. Currently up to the end of the time. Canadian Ford. On the BSA motorbike. Jeep on the breakdown on the front. The British Army, that was. British colours, the Mickey Mouse camouflage, Mickey Mouse refers to the ear-like shape of the black camouflaging on it, February 1500 weight. Harley Davidson motorbike, another nice Jeep with a name tag on the front, so maybe you can show you the time. Manufacturers themselves. These vehicles were also supplied to the Russians, as the Russian army at that time was an ally with the United Kingdom. vehicles usually running around under about 9 miles per gallon. The larger vehicles were around about 7 miles per gallon. The larger vehicles do need to be kept on the cover. Here you have a white half track. Again, used the M16, that's actually better than the donkey engine, so
You can get one over. No, but I know.
Chevrolet in the RAF colours with a radio cabin
Right to the
on the back.
I don't want it.
You could have actually been
Nice Bedford.
like 5 times.
Three-wheel Bedford. Another utility in Royal Naval colours. They're very popular.
Sorry, mate, could you keep... Otherwise you...
I didn't stand here for an hour to get out of everybody's way, sorry.
The way you're going,
Here we have the Morris Commercial 1800 weight troop transport. We have some of the Liberation Task Force. The Grant's Landing Party. Eminent. Codename Eminent. Agent Ford. Very nice vehicle. Actually used as a gun tractor for towing the 40-mil boulders. Here we have a Jeep with a PA system on board. When the British Army arrived here on party of the vehicles. Over here we have the Winston look-alike, look with Montgomery by his side. In the white scarf line with the marking. GMC fuel tanker, very rare vehicle these days. I beg your pardon, it's the Royal Compressor Truck. A very essential piece of equipment when you have an army on the move. You have a tree down, you have a compressor on board, you have a magnificent chainsaw, multiple pneumatic tools for your own repairs, anything you want. GMC closed cab being used in troop transport. Dodge WC-52 all the way from Eindhoven in Holland. They drove right the way across Europe to be here for us this weekend. Now, here we're going to hand you over now to all car specialists. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's very risky to call me an old car specialist. It should really have been Nick Jorgano doing this, but he's poorly, so they've sent me along instead. A United Reform from Yorkshire on holiday in Guernsey for a bit of peace and quiet. Shows that what a wonderful way to spend your holidays. Look at these magnificent cars as they go past. There are all sorts that are appearing, and if I refer to the programme, then I'll know exactly what you're going to see. We just had two beautiful Austins gone past. Austins are thought of the most delightful motor cars. They're produced in Birmingham, they're polished little vehicles, and they gave wonderful performance. Just going past the Country Rocks now, a little Austin Ruby Pearl, followed by an MG. MG is a splendid little sports car. And then a nice little Derby Bentley, all nicely set out in British racing. Would you believe it? Followed by another Austin, covered in flags from top to bottom. The next car that's coming along is the back with me. Make it look a really special occasion. Now how about that for a Rolls Royce? Or if you prefer something that's slightly smaller, a Rover 14, the sort of thing that your local bank manager would drive. And then the best kind of Austin of all, the Austin 16.6. I happen to have one in the garage at home. There goes also a little Peugeot, very important in the history of motoring. Peugeots were first of all building bicycles, and then they went on to motorbikes and finally onto cars. And the key to their success was the lightness of the build, because it went so fast. As you see some of these MGs come driving past, Morris 8s were superb little motor cars, cheap, cheerful, efficient. They got you from place to place, and they ran and ran. There's a story told that on this island, when the Germans arrived, the best way to get all their civilian cars together was to line them up on the front, very big way we're now all standing. But one very sensible car. A large taxi kind of hostels coming past now. They were very popular for work on the streets around about here. In fact, I've just been looking at some old postcards on the pier, and I've discovered that they show Austin taxis being used to bring people from the cruise ships into the hotels during the 1940s and 50s. Further Rolls-Royce going past. Quite strangely, I've come all this way from Yorkshire on my holidays, and I discovered that one of the Rolls-Royces is being driven by somebody who lives just a few miles away from me in North Yorkshire. You will have had a delightful journey to come down here, I'm sure.
Now these tractors you see coming past us now on carrying bits of artillery, they've actually come all the way from Germany to be here. They're actually made by Franz Lansing, which is a Dutch. He spoke Dutch fluently, and he was broadcasting to the Dutch resistance during September from Brussels for the BBC to coordinate Dutch resistance to coincide with Operation Market Garden.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I was telling you earlier, from the air activity perspective, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight are based at Coningsby in Lincolnshire. And while the weather here is pretty good, it's not been so good up there. To the extent that the winds were preventing them getting airborne until about 1:30 this afternoon. Now, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight aircraft, the Dakota, the Lancaster, Spitfire, Hurricane.
Send it to him.
God, Tom! What are you doing?
I got that.
in the BBC Radio Guernsey car. He's been in that entire cavalcade broadcasting. Who's the organiser of the Cavalcade float. It's been driven by her good friend Ian and his wife Arlette, who comes from Guernsey. And Rachel Littlestone tells us this is based on a cartoon by her grandfather penned in the occupation, with a singer on the back singing peace. This family is the 40s club, and they bring us a 20-foot trailer converted into a replica of, guess what, did you spot it, HMS Bulldog, the historic ship which the German surrender was signed on. And the crew are sailors in uniform. That's pulled by a farm tractor from the Lucas family. Farmers are celebrating in style. That's the photo now on the Cortejo farm, number 7. They're following this national bill that we're following this section of now. On the 9th of June 1945, to witness the liberation he did it in 1945 style in Holton Park. We're doing it 2015 style with tractor and trailer. Do you see the Milhares battery before you? Yes, it's the Milhares battery farmhouse, and Roger Burton is responsible for this, and the Guernsey Rabbit and KV Club. Now there were 4 guns in the Milhares battery, each housing a 48-ton 12-inch gun with a range of 37 miles. The guns were camouflaged as farmhouses, and that's what you see before you. The buses, 40s style is what you see with les danseurs de l'Assemblée de Guernsey waving at you through the windows. And number 10 coming past you soon, or has just passed you, the Liberation Day flyer exhibited by St. Peter Port Parish. Now we have the parish floats. Cobo Alice, of course, from the Catel parish. It has a nautical theme, a fishing theme. You will see a boat before you. Give them a big wave. This is number 11, and this historical fishing theme for the Catel parish, celebrating 70 years of freedom. St. Peter-Port Parish's float. It's a party theme based on a lorry with pupils from Beaufort, Amherst and Notre Dame schools sitting on the float having a thoroughly good time. The parish of St. Pierre-du-Bois and the pupils of La Huguette will want to say a big thank you. As you'll see, they are thanking the people who looked after Guernsey communities who were evacuated during the occupation. So each of them is carrying a placard with a place which welcomes Guernsey evacuees. So simply thank you is what the pupils of La Huguette School and St. Pierre-du-Bois Parish want to say. And that's also reenacting a parade which took place in 1946.